Hello and welcome to our 5 minutes with Ekaterina vlog about Dnipro, the central Ukraine. We are now in a very beautiful countryside, and you can see that the weather is not very hot. These 4 days we had heavy rains, and that means not only that the harvest will be better, but also that means that the situation in trenches is very difficult, and it is very wet because we have puddles here in the countryside, and we have puddles in Dnipro, and you can see that about that much water was in them. And if you think about these small pits, which are effectively trenches, you can imagine how difficult it is for the soldier to hold their positions now. And before this, there was intolerable heat. We had 36 degrees at some point, and we had the temperatures over 30 for a few weeks, and this was very difficult for them as well. And regretfully, I don't have any good news specifically about the front line because right now, or namely yesterday, I read the news that the village Vasilkivka has been forcibly evacuated. Again, forcibly, it is obligatory. We don't have forced evacuation, but if there is an order for the obligatory evacuation, it means that the residents don't really have choice and they have to leave their houses at this point. And the problem with this village is that it's quite close to Dnipro. It is 78 kilometers straight line from the city center. And if you think about the outskirts, you will probably talk about 65-ish kilometers. And regretfully, when we have 60 kilometers or less, that means that Russian FPV drones are able to reach the certain location, which is happening now in Zaporizhia. Again, regretfully, the outskirts of Zaporizhia are now in the zone of operation of Russian FPV drones, and despite they are not piloted, there are cameras in them, and Russians can see where they are flying these drones, and they are flying these drones into civilians, including. They are not discriminately targeting the specific things, but they are mostly harming locals in order to combine the pressure from the big rocket attacks with this pressure using FPV drones. And of course, it's dangerous, and it's more and more dangerous now when we think about the safety situation in Dnipro itself. As for the blackouts, we didn't have them lately. There was one warning that there might be no electricity when it was very hot, but the energy system withstood it, and we have the electricity all the time. But the situation with petrol is not very good. We still have it, and I don't have any problems fueling my car. But Russians are targeting by the big drones, by the Shahed, Iranian Russian Shahed drones. They're targeting the petrol stations, and when they're targeting the petrol stations or gas stations, they already hit many. If you go around Dnipro, you will see quite a few that were already damaged. And I was watching a blog where the person was driving from Dnipro to Kharkiv and saying that there is not a single petrol station left along this route. And this is a strategy to prevent soldiers to fuel their cars, but also it's a strategy that harms civilians a lot, harms me a lot, because the petrol stations where I used to fuel my car, they're not available anymore. And of course, it's not only the station, because my friend lives in another village. This is one village, and my friend lives in another village. And they used to have a very small station. There were literally two these chills, or I don't know how to call them, where you can fuel your car. And of course, there were workers there working from the village, and this station was hit in the hours, in the operational hours, which means that the personnel of the station was obviously not safe. We don't know what happened to them, if they had enough time to evacuate or not, but the timing of the attacks, it's not happening at night when we have curfew, for example, from 12 to 5 o'clock. We cannot go outside, and all civilians staying at home unless you are working the critical emergency services like firefighters or emergency ambulances. But Russians don't care. They don't care about civilians at all, and they basically trying to bomb us when we're at work, when people are trying to earn some money, and they just try to terrorize civilians along with achieving whatever goals, whatever they're keeping in mind. So again, regretfully, there are no good news as for now. I'm the same as you. I've seen the news in different publics that Ukraine is regaining some territories and that soon we will know what the territories are. But what I see, what I can hear, what I experience living in the place where I live, I regretfully cannot confirm. I wouldn't deny it because it comes from the official sources, but regretfully I cannot confirm this information. What I see is that even more villages comparing to the previous one we were talking were evacuated. Even more gas stations were bombed, and also I've been in a few places which were bombed recently by Russians. It's absolutely heartbreaking. They bomb the cultural objects the same way as they bomb hospitals and they bombed everything else, residential buildings. And I've been in the art museum, which I absolutely love, and it doesn't have any windows anymore. They're just covered in the board, in the wooden board. And also I've been in this organ music hall, which is in the old church. So the church was repurposed for the organ hall, and the building is significantly damaged. And near this building, you can see a hospital. Near this building, you can see a school and a college. And all these buildings, they are damaged in one way or another. There's different extent of this damage, but each building has a few windows, at least a few windows that are not there anymore. And of course, it's pressing. We hope for the better. Yeah, I also see what's happening with Russian oil and gas facilities. And of course, it's incomparable. So what they're doing to our petrol stations, they can be restored, and the oil and gas facilities, they are not restorable. So I see all this news, and I understand that this bigger picture might be way better than I experience in the place where I am. But again, regretfully, I'm pretty much concerned for what's going on. Yeah, that's my update. I hope that you enjoy your summer. Thank you so much for tuning in despite this. Please do talk to your friends. Please do remind people that the war is still ongoing and that the situation is also very difficult, and we all hope for the better, but again, we still need your help. We still need all the support that we can get. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your support, and I hope to see you very soon under way better circumstances. Goodbye for now.